Money Matters, powered by Nedbank Insurance. Insurance you can bank on every day.
Welcome back to Money Matters, proudly brought to you by Nedbank Insurance. We're joined by Walter Marto, who is the Managing Executive of Nedbank Insurance, to help us make sense of all things insurance. Walter, now research shows that many South Africans don't trust their insurers to pay out when it comes to making a claim. What do you think causes this erosion of trust?
Ralph, it's true that in many service sectors in South Africa, that trust is declining. When it comes to the insurance industry, there are several contributing factors, I believe. I think they're related to unlicensed insurers operating in the market, clients potentially being sold something that they're not really covered for, and then a poor understanding of what is actually covered or excluded, and then sometimes clients not disclosing important information when taking out cover. So there are various reasons behind this growing lack of trust.
That makes it even more important for there to be a sense of honesty on both sides, from the client and from the insurance company.
Absolutely. And this is something we take very seriously at Nedbank Insurance. Research across different service sectors shows that banks generally score higher on trust than others, which actually really makes sense because we all entrust banks with our money. So at Nedbank Insurance, we build on that foundation by offering easy to understand, affordable, and relevant solutions for our clients. We call it insurance you can bank on every day. Trust is earned through credibility and consistency. In insurance, the real test is how claims are handled.
Yeah, I suppose insurance is just a promise until you actually need to claim.
Exactly. And for us, it's about how we manage those claims, how we educate our clients about their cover, and using plain language to make sure that they understand what they're covered for in the communication. Our policies are simple to understand and our claims process is straightforward. Over the past 5 years, we've paid out more than R1 billion in claims every year, actually. And our funeral claims, we pay 75% of them in under 30 minutes after we've received all the relevant documentation, which means most families can actually get their funeral arrangements underway as soon as possible. So we're constantly working to be an insurer you can trust.
Yeah, and paying out funeral cover in under 30 minutes is impressive, right? But quick payouts really matter, especially during times of grief.
Absolutely. When you're dealing with that moment of vulnerability or loss of something, the last thing you need is actually an unnecessary delay or being sent on the runaround because your claim is not going to be processed. It's the moment of truth for all the promises that were made before. We continuously look for ways to improve the claims experience and remove the headaches from the process. At claim stage, what clients need most is empathy and a very swift response.
And I suppose what helps that swift response, Walter, is making sure that you've got the correct documentation.
Yes, and making sure you got the correct documentation is easier said than done.
Yeah.
So I would encourage one to make sure you know where it's stored, you know what's required, so that your claim can be processed efficiently and in the correct manner.
Yeah. So there's nothing worse than having to chase your insurer for updates while also trying to arrange a funeral, right, as we've been talking about. So how do I know if I can trust my insurance provider?
I think there are really two things you should focus on, and you should maybe ask yourself these questions. Firstly, is your insurer a registered and licensed insurer? And what is the reputation in the market of that insurer that you're planning to partner with, as I would say? And you can check the first, whether they're licensed or registered. You can go to the FSCA website and see whether they're a registered body. And the second one is you can actually do research to find out if that insurer is actually trusted and says what they say they do.
Now, there's a lot of chatter on social media about people's experiences with insurance companies, and that's not always great if you have a look.
Yes, social media has become a bit of a headache for us in the corporate world. But I think importantly, there's lots of voices in social media, and some of them are good and bad. But I think importantly, one does need to look for consistent trends and not just one single voice. Because I think anyone can say something bad about me, but when lots of people say something bad about me, the trend is a concern. So at Nedbank Insurance, we're very proud to have one of the highest actually customer experience scores measured by what is called the Net Promoter Score, or referred to often as NPS. the score really indicates how likely clients are to recommend you to others. So I'm very happy to say, and we've done a lot of work of this over many years, that a lot of our clients are very happy to recommend us to their friends and family.
And before we wrap up our chat here, our conversation now reminds me of a myth that insurance companies or providers look for reasons not to pay the claim. And this is obviously not true, is it?
No, it's not. I think there's a misunderstanding often, either from what clients see as an insurable event and it's not insurance. An example would be is that you haven't maintained your house and you have a leak on your roof and you think it's an insurable event. An insurable event is a hailstorm or a tree falling on your roof. That's an insurable event. So I think that's clients need to be aware of that. And then the second part is there are often exclusions actually in policies where clients are not aware of what's excluded. I have an accident and I've been drinking and driving. My claim will not be paid. And if I knew that before, I wouldn't drink and drive, so I wouldn't put myself in that circumstance.
Positive feedback from existing clients is indeed one of the strongest indicators of whether I can trust an insurer. Congratulations to you and your team at Nedbank Insurance for consistently scoring high on customer experience. That must feel really good as a business.
Thank you, Raf. And like I said, it's been an incredibly long journey. It's lots of small incremental pieces of work that result in a client having a delightful experience with us. Our goal really is to delight our clients because we need to continuously seek to improve this over time. And most importantly, it's what our clients actually demand of us.
And the key takeaway for me about trust is do your homework beyond looking at the price. There's no point in paying for cover you think is good for you and your family, only to find it was a waste of money when you need it the most. So thanks for all those insights, Walter.
Money Matters, powered by Nedbank Insurance. Insurance you can bank on every day.